guys, Logan here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my review for Shazam, directed by David F. Sandberg and starring Zachary Levi as Shazam. And it stars a boy named Billy Batson who was given the ability to become an adult superhero in times of need with a single magic word, Shazam. I saw this movie last month, and I wasn't able to reveal my thoughts and opinions on Shazam until now, due to a busy schedule of uploading videos. And now I'm, here to give my review for it. So, Shazam to me was a good time. It was a fine film to see in theaters. This movie, if you watched any of my reactions to the trailers for Shazam, you will see, you will know that in one of my trailer reactions, I said that based on the trailers alone, the trailers made Shazam look like, made the movie look more like an MCU film than a DCEU film based on the humor, the style, and the tone that was displayed in the trailers for what this movie looks like at certain shots. And that is exactly what I got when I saw Shazam. This is the DCEU's equivalent to a comedically entertaining MCU film, much like Ant-Man or the Guardians of the Galaxy movies or Thor Ragnarok. Any MCU films that are like entertaining in comedic ways. Those films that are mostly known for their comedies, for being comedy movies. This one is almost exactly that. This is a comedically entertaining film that was given from the DCEU. I must say that Zachary Levi was fantastic in this movie. He was hilarious, he was charismatic, he was everything that you could find positive about him playing Shazam. He plays a 14-year-old boy inside of a big, strong, muscular, flying, an electrifying superhero, or electrocuting a powered superhero. That's basically that. It's very similar to Jack Black in Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle, where he played as a beautiful, pretty-looking schoolgirl inside of a small, overweight, middle-aged man. The kid who played the young Billy Paxton, he was fine. He did what he had to do to give in a good performance, or solid performance, I should say. His performance wasn't all that great, but also not all that bad. I mean, the material he was given wasn't really all that special, to say the least. I mean, there were certain parts that show his character arc and why he was on this path of trying to find his mother after years of separation from his mother, and he was given to some adoptions or foster homes, and he just refused to do that and still try to find his mother. I mean, that part of his character arc, I buy. The rest of just who he is, how he acts, and how he reacts, and what he does for a living, and just basically who he is overall and how he is, I just find him to be bland. However, his best friend really was one of the highlights of this movie. He was absolutely hilarious. And combine that with the comedic back and forth banter between him and Zachary Levi as Shazam. The chemistry between those two really put this movie, really is what shined so much about this movie, is what carried the entire film for me, honestly. I mean, it was honestly the best part in the entire film, just seeing the comedic chemistry that Billy Baxton's best friend and Zachary Levi's Shazam It's really what made this movie better. The humor, for the most part, was solid. I mean, there were certain jokes that didn't land for me, and there were other jokes that I thought were just completely over the top and silly and cookie cutter and very hokey and just jokes like that. And also moments that were meant to be hilarious but were more over the top and hokey and silly than hilarious. And so just moments like that. I find Mark Strong's performance fine for the most part, but the character he plays, which is the main villain of the film, was very wooden and just a bit one-dimensional for me. Just how his character became the villain and why he became the villain and what type of villain he became in this film, I just didn't find it to be that impressive. There was something about that execution of, him becoming the villain and his reasoning, his motivation behind why he became the villain and what type of a villain he became in this film, that I really wasn't impressed. First of all, let me say this. The movie was more lighthearted than I expected it to be. Because I went into this film not having mammoth expectations, to say the least. I didn't expect it to be a masterpiece. I was going into it expecting it to be a fine, average, good time, somewhat hilarious, funny movie that is a DC superhero movie, mind you. And it was more lighthearted. And it was more lighthearted than I expected it to be. In fact, there were certain moments that this film had that felt too lighthearted for its own good. But there were also moments where that felt much lighter, or much more darker and more gritty. Particularly with the main villain. Whenever the main villain is on screen, the movie got more darker and gritty than I expected. But overall, I did have a good time seeing Shazam when I first saw it in theaters last month. It was a good film to see. I don't see myself watching Shazam again, especially within the next 5 years. I might watch it again. But it's not like one of those films where I would, want to watch it again, much like Wonder Woman or Aquaman, particularly Wonder Woman. I'm going to give Shazam a silver medal of honor. So anyway, guys, that is my review for Shazam. I have a lot more videos coming to you very soon, so stay tuned here on my channel, particularly over the next entirety of the week. So stay tuned. If you guys enjoyed this review, please click the like button, and if you have already seen Shazam, comment below to let me know what you think of it. If you enjoy what you've seen here and you want to see future videos from me, please press up there to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great week, Battle Squad, and as always, fight the good fight.